Greetings. Today we shall collaboratively examine the contents of Chapter 6, which pertains to the assessment of self-care abilities, Part 2. I am Tan Yu Qin, the presenter for this academic session. Prior to commencing our discourse, let us review the chapter's organizational structure. This chapter will primarily address three fundamental self-care assessment domains. 1. Assessment of bathing competence. 2. Assessment of upper body garment management proficiency. 3. Assessment of ability to put on and take off pants and shoes and socks. We shall now proceed to the first didactic unit evaluation of bathing competence. Within the framework of self-care ability assessment, it is imperative to first establish the operational definition of bathing. This term denotes the hydrotherapeutic process of cleansing the body through aqueous application to eliminate impurities. Particular attention must be drawn to the anatomical parameters of assessment. The evaluation exclusively encompasses the axial, torso, and appendicular limbs, while expressly excluding cephalic cleansing. The primary assessment objectives comprise: the core assessment focuses on three key parameters: the individual's capacity for independent bathing completion requirements for assistance during the process, and the precise degree of dependency exhibited. The principal methodologies employed in this assessment comprise scenario simulation and structured interviewing techniques. The accompanying schematic presents the hierarchical scoring matrix for bathing competence, employing a 4-point ordinal scale where maximum score 4 denotes complete functional independence. Minimum score 0 indicates total dependency. We shall now engage in a systematic deconstruction of each proficiency level, proceeding sequentially from the highest to the lowest stratification. During the assessment process, employing appropriate polite language is crucial for establishing trust. Assessors may use the following inquiries. Grandfather or grandmother, do you typically bathe independently? Alternatively, what specific assistance do you receive during bathing? For more detailed information, do you require help applying shower gel during your bathing routine? Now let's examine the detailed scoring criteria. First, the Level 4 standard. The assessed individual can independently enter and exit the bathroom and complete bathing without any assistance, achieving adequate cleanliness while maintaining safety throughout the process with no risk of falls, dizziness, or other hazards. Second, the Level 3 standard. The assessed individual requires verbal guidance or prompts to complete bathing. For example, they may need reminders or instructions on using safety facilities or assistive devices such as handrails, backrests, bathing chairs, or long-handled bath brushes. Third, the Level 2 standard. The assessed individual requires minimal physical assistance to complete bathing. This may include support to enter the bathroom, help with preparatory steps, or assistance applying shower gel and drying the body. Fourth, the Level 1 standard. The assessed individual requires substantial physical assistance to complete bathing, but can cooperate with the helper. Examples include being able to cleanse only specific body areas independently while requiring assistance for most parts, or needing the helper to rewash after self-cleaning. Fifth, the Level 0 standard. The assessed individual is completely dependent on others for bathing and cannot cooperate with the assistance provided. Examples include requiring complete bed bath assistance due to chronic bedridden conditions, or being able to use a bathing machine only with extensive help. Several key points require particular attention during bathing capacity evaluation. First, The following elements are excluded from the assessment scope: preparation of bathing, water, hair washing, dressing, and undressing. Second, the duration of bathing is not considered in the evaluation. Finally, the specific assistive devices used during bathing are not part of the assessment criteria. The following exceptional cases must be documented in detail in the special circumstances record while scoring. Case 1. An assessed individual with Alzheimer's disease who can bathe independently while lucid but becomes completely dependent during episodes. This case may be scored 0 but requires documentation. Case 2. A community-dwelling individual without caregivers who self-reports independent bathing capability but presents with persistent dermatological conditions due to inadequate cleansing. This case may also be scored 0 with mandatory documentation. Now let's move on to our second assessment, topic: assessment of upper body dressing capacity. We now proceed to the systematic evaluation of garment management proficiency, specifically addressing upper body attire. The operational definition encompasses donning and doffing tops, digital manipulation of fasteners, buttons, zippers, and associated closure mechanisms. Assessment parameters: independent task execution capability, garment orientation accuracy, front or back discrimination, mechanical fastener operational competence, quantified assistance dependency levels. This evaluation employs scenario-based performance observation and structured interview techniques. The assessment utilizes a validated 4-point hierarchical scale as illustrated in the accompanying assessment schematic. During the assessment, the following polite inquiries may be utilized. Grandfather or grandmother, do you typically don your upper garments independently? Detailed scoring criteria are as follows. Score 4. Autonomous completion of entire donning or doffing sequence with precise fastener manipulation and correct spatial orientation. Score 3 requires verbal guidance for task completion, for example needing prompts for button alignment correction. Score 2 necessitates minimal physical assistance for specific components. For instance, the individual requires physical assistance with fastening buttons, operating zippers, or unfastening closures during the dressing process. Score 1, dependent on substantial physical support while maintaining collaborative interaction. For instance, the individual requires physical assistance to guide their arms into sleeves and manage button or zipper fastenings while demonstrating cooperative engagement throughout the process. Score 0, complete functional dependence with non-collaborative behavior. For instance, complete dependence on others for dressing and undressing due to non-functional upper extremities. Assessment protocol specifications. Evaluation garments may include specially adapted attire customized for the assessed individual. Garment selection and coordination fall outside the assessment parameters. Documentation requirements for special circumstances. Case 1. Community-dwelling individuals demonstrating persistent wear of unlaundered garments resulting in dermatological manifestations. Score 3 with mandatory documentation. Case 2 subjects possessing physical capability but requiring sequential dressing prompts. Score 3 requires annotation. Case 3 consistent garment misorientation or non-fastening of closures with impaired self-awareness. Score 2 must be recorded. We now proceed to the third evaluation domain assessment of ability to put on and take off pants and shoes and socks. This module examines the functional capacity to don and doff lower body attire, encompassing undergarments, outer trousers, and hosiery, including the manipulation of fasteners, zippers, buttons, belt systems, and footwear closures. Assessment parameters: independent task execution capability, accuracy in garment orientation, front or back discrimination, degree of required assistance. The standardized scoring matrix for this domain is presented in the accompanying schematic. Standardized assessment inquiries include: grandfather or grandmother, are you able to manage your trousers independently? Grading criteria: score 4. Complete independence in all donning or doffing sequences, including precise fastener manipulation and correct footwear orientation. Score 3 requires verbal guidance or prompting for task completion. Score 2 requires minimal physical assistance from others. For example, unable to distinguish the front and back of trousers, necessitating pre-positioning by a caregiver. Score 1 requires substantial physical assistance but maintains basic cooperation. Score 0, completely dependent on others for assistance and unable to cooperate. For example, due to lower limb mobility impairment, unable to lift legs independently to complete dressing or undressing. Assessment protocol specifications: 1. Trousers and footwear utilized during evaluation may be specially adapted for the assessed individual. 2. Garment selection and coordination are excluded from the assessment scope. 3. If the individual routinely wears only incontinence garments, the donning and doffing of these garments shall be included in this assessment category. To conclude, here is a reflective exercise for after-class discussion. Please apply the knowledge acquired today in your small group conversations. Thank you for your attention. This section is now complete. We appreciate your participation.